إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. A request from myself to make dua for the mother of a friend of mine, a very close friend of mine. His name is أمجد البعباع. His mother has been admitted to the hospital, 3 strokes or heart attack or several problems. She is in ICU. So please make sincere dua for her that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala heals her and grant her children the patience and the support. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. The mother of Amjad Ba'ba. Jazakumullahu khairan. يقول الله سبحانه وتعالى إنما يعمر مساجد الله من آمن بالله واليوم الآخر وأقام الصلاة وآتى الزكاة ولم يخش إلا الله. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it as if the only people who come to the masjid are the true believers in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. إنما يعمر مساجد الله. The importance of the masjid and coming to the masjid is very evident, to the point that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala referred to people who come to the masjid as true men. And there is a difference between saying a male and a real man. A male is just a gender. A man is a man who is fulfilling the duties that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala assigned for a man. A man comes to the masjid. A man defends the religion. A man leads the family and defends the family. A man guides his family. A man goes out and work. A man has courage. And so many qualities for the man. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about the masajid, في بيوت أذن الله أن ترفع ويذكر فيها اسمه يسبح له فيها بالغدو والآصال رجال. And look how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described those rijal, to know who is rajul and who is not. لا تلهيهم تجارة ولا بيع عن ذكر الله. When it comes to business, when it comes to work, the true man, it doesn't take him away from praying, from worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's a man. It's not like, I'm sorry I was busy. I'm sorry I'm at work. I do my best. All of those things, that's not a man. You're not even close to being described as a man. رجال لا تلهيهم تجارة ولا بيع عن ذكر الله وإقام الصلاة. So when you talk about business, it doesn't take you away from remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Meaning, you talk about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Meaning, you enjoin good and forbid evil. Meaning, you invite people to Islam. How many of you work with people for years who are non-Muslim and probably don't even know if the person they're working with is a Muslim? Avoiding talking about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, avoiding inviting them to Islam or knowing anything, that's not what we call a man. So dhikrullah, remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you enjoin good and forbid evil, you remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not like you see the wrong and you act like you did not see it. And you have an opportunity to do good or invite someone to do good, and you don't do that, and then you say, MashaAllah, I am alhamdulillah a Muslim, and I do, yet in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you're not a man. That's why he said, Salah independent from the business, meaning this is like a given in business to talk about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to remember Him and to have dhikr. لا تلهيهم تجارة ولا بيع عن ذكر الله وإقام الصلاة وإيتاء الزكاة, giving the charity. How many of us Muslims pay zakat? How many of us know how to pay zakat? How many of us pay zakah on everything they should pay zakah on? I guarantee you a fraction. When the masjid doesn't have enough money to take care of the few people who are in need in the community, and we have millionaires here, I don't know what zakah we're talking about that we cannot or we are doing. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, a true man remembers him all the time, establish the prayer, and pay the zakah, وَلَمْ يَخْشَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ. And you fear no one but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Meaning, when you have to say something, you say. I know when I say fear, I'm not talking about someone going to shoot you. No, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't tell you to kill yourself. But I'm talking, I'm afraid he will get upset. I'm afraid he will get mad at me. I'm afraid I lose him as a friend. I'm afraid. So basically, you kill yourself as a man who even talks about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The other day I was talking about backbiting. And I just asked a question, an ironic question. I said, what is our conversation about when we meet one another? Is there anything we talk about except backbiting? Really? And if you know backbite, what are you going to talk about? What's the subject you have to talk about if it's not about other people? You say hardly any. So what's the solution? Talk about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Anything relating to religion is not backbiting. Talk about a story, talk about a hadith, talk about an ayah, talk about an advice, talk about raising children, talk about how to be honest at work, how to do good work. That's all talk, but at the same time rewarding, and it's dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that's how you stay away from backbiting. So when we talk about fear, we're talking not fear on life, fear of anything. You might lose the friend for simply advising him. If you do a right advice and you lose it, you don't need that person. And I'm talking about myself and you. When someone comes and advises you, someone who loves you, if someone comes and shows you your defect, it's a lot better than a person who's praising your wrong. The day of judgment, you're not going to tell him, thank you for not pointing my defect. I'm always a perfect person to you. Versus someone who used to tell you you did this wrong or that wrong out of love and out of friendship. This is a person that we call a true man. And coming to the masjid, raising you on valuing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you come to the house of the person, you valuing the person, that's why you came to his house. If you know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sees this place the best place, then that's where you want to pray. That's where you come. That's why the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Al-Masjid Baytu Kulli Taqi. The masjid is the house of every taqi. وَمَنْ كَانَ الْمَسْجِدُ بَيْتَهُ فبشره الله سبحانه وتعالى بالروح والرحمة والجواز على الصراط إلى مغفرة الله إلى الجنة. If you make this masjid like your home, what does that mean? It means you're constantly like to come to it. It's not like you can't wait until you pray and you go, no, you feel good when you come to it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you glad tidings of mercy, glad tidings of passing over the sirat, glad tidings of being pleased with you, and then you go to Jannah. This is the importance of it. So we need you to be a real man who always puts the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first. No valid excuses for life in this world. To make it first and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala next. Prioritize your religion. Number one is obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number two is the rest of the world. Be a man, come to the masjid, and go to Jannah. Sunnah takes you to Jannah always. Subhanak Allahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.